Okay.
I will call this, March 12th, 2020 Ad Hoc Committee Meeting to order. Kathy, will you take a roll, please?
Carter,
Here.
Lee,
Here.
Walter.
For the record, Mr. Walter just walked in the door.
Say yes here,
Yes.
present.
All right.
Perfect timing.
Good timing.
I was upstairs, I got some good exercise.
The purpose of this meeting is to discuss the continued work for hiring a city administrator. And I think that we just should probably go directly into executive session. Unless you, is there any other business to discuss before we go into executive session?
I had a couple things, so we can wait till we come out.
Okay,
I think it kind of was dependent on how we forward with this.
then let's do that.
Yeah.
Does anybody have the executive session language?
I don't.
Kathy, can we get the executive session language for this meeting?
Oh, sure.
Please.
I do not have it. I have more packets, I felt like I had more people. Chris, I gave you one.
Yeah,
right?
I got
The
mine,
mayor's
yep.
got one, you
Mhm.
guys are.
I did not get a chance to go through the other questions at all, I'm sorry.
No, it's, well,
But
it's been for those of you who don't know, my son Michael showed up. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. That's
that is cool.
So he
Like,
showed up at work on Monday, you know, and I haven't, yeah, so it kind of sent everything into, and when the meetings are, I'll show you a really cute video of my, surprising my son in his little
That's cool.
third grade classroom.
that's what I saw.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
Oh, yeah, they want to dry out in the house.
Heck, I teared up when you put him on the big screen. I was like, oh, what am I
You guys
doing?
should see
I'm a
it.
softie.
He like saw him and was like, and he just immediately started crying.
Yeah.
Like, and Maxwell does not cry,
Right.
especially
It was,
in front of folks. I mean, like, his whole class, he was just like
2005
super cute.
and the latest.
Can you give me a color one sometime?
No, you goof. Color it in yourself. Get some crayons.
Whatever. I'll trash that thing.
So at this time, I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session. Oh, this is just the public notice. This isn't,
Look at the bottom.
Yeah, look at the bottom. It'll give you the code. It'll give you the section.
121.22G.
okay. To go into executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, section 121.22G1, to consider the appointment and employment of a public employee.
She's looking for a
second.
motion.
she made the motion.
Okay.
Kathy, can you take a roll?
Walter.
Yes,
Carter.
Yes.
Lee.
Yes.
Okay.
is there a specific people you're inviting?
Oh, yes, I'm inviting the mayor, the committee, and Mr. Schrock.
Perfect.
Perfect. And okay, and if you go ahead and stop the recording.
Yep. Okay, we're recording.
Okay. Out of executive session at, did you call Kathy back in here?
454.
4:54. I'm waiting for Kathy to take a roll. On a motion?
She's in the restroom. She'll
Oh,
be right back.
okay.
Can we take the roll as a chair?
Might as well.
We might as well. Okay. I will entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved?
Second.
Okay. Lee?
Yes.
Walter?
Yes.
Carter? Yes. Okay, out of executive session, it was still 4:54. We're in good shape. So, next steps, we have come to a conclusion on what interview questions we're going to ask and how we are going to rate each interview. What I will do from here is take the notes and complete the final draft and send it out to you guys. So you can look at the final draft and make sure I didn't miss anything. I will send out the final draft to everyone, and then if there's any feedback, just respond to Kathy.
Okay.
And then Kathy can send it to me. That way we don't have any open meeting laws violations.
Okay.
Does that sound
Yep.
good? Okay.
Now, your interviews will be what dates?
They are on
Thursday or Wednesday and Thursday of
Wednesday
next
and
week.
Thursday
18 and 19.
18th and 19th.
from 2 to, we have 4 each day.
So you will convene, because I need to post a notice.
We decided we're gonna do it at the police station.
Police station interview room.
I did have a question on
And
that.
Kathy, that you're in an email on that, Chris had it, we'll forward it to you, so you can see the details.
Okay.
Do we have to go, I'm sorry. Maybe we're asking something.
I assume this will be a meeting.
That's what I want.
That's what we're asking.
Yeah.
Is it a meeting to conduct interviews, or are we conducting
Yes.
interviews?
If you are doing them in an executive session,
Yes, it is.
then I think you need to post it.
We
as a
do, we
meeting,
have to go
executive
into,
session.
we have to go into the meeting, go into an executive
Okay.
session, and then we'll come out.
That's how.
Both days.
That's how it has been done in the
Perfect.
past.
Okay.
Yep, that's fine.
And I think that's because we create a quorum.
And what time?
So if the first
2,
interview's
they
at,
begin at 2.
So
Do you-
you're not going to convene the meeting till 2?
that's what I'm wondering, do you wanna convene at 1:45?
Yes.
Do the roll, go into executive session and start at 2?
Yes.
Or
You gotta come in early and do all that paperwork.
Yes.
Or you'll-
is that not
We'll do
gonna,
it at 1:30.
1:30.
Okay,
Is that
so
time?
I'll be here at 2.
I know, that's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying. That's me too, that's where I'm like, I'm pushing my, actually, no, we're gonna do it at 2.
yeah, I can't be here before 2.
We're gonna do it at 2, it will only take us 2 minutes
that's true.
Yeah.
It
to
won't
go
be-
into, to call a meeting to order and go into executive
Well,
session.
you won't have school.
But
But you'll still have to go to work?
possibly,
Okay.
I may still have to,
Okay.
I don't know yet exactly what's happened.
I know that I have a meeting at 1, and I'm gonna be booking it to get here, so.
It definitely won't take more than 2 minutes.
No,
On Wednesday. Thursday, I'm pretty cool, so I don't remember.
Remember, I won't be here, I've got surgery scheduled on
Right.
Wednesday, so.
so we'll have our little recorder ready to roll, cause we're gonna do it at the police station.
And the 18th is, if you walk in, you know where the ladies sit. There's a conference room behind there, so I will be there to let you in, or we'll open the door, whatever.
If you could give
That
Kathy
first
the
conference.
specifics of the location each day,
Okay.
which conference room in the police station, that way
Well,
it's,
these will have to be posted 24 hours in advance.
I know, that's why I was saying give you the
Just say
specifics.
police station.
Yeah,
We'll
Yeah.
need to use the address.
623.
320.
Is there
What's
a
this one?
number for the conference
621
room?
here,
621,
623 is back there.
Is there a number for the conference room? Is there a room
or
number
when they
C
go
one oh
in,
five
the
or?
lady can,
He's gonna be
I'll do
bringing
it.
Well, they're gonna be sitting in the lobby.
yeah,
Yeah.
so they can
And then I'll
guide
take
it.
them
If-
from there.
if- I doubt, okay, yeah,
First time's in the conference room, Thursdays in the training room.
okay.
The training room's right, the big glass room, so.
So if we just say police department, we can do one notice for
So I
everybody.
hear,
We're just doing it at the police department, put the police department's address.
Yeah.
okay.
620, the
But you're not stating a room number.
No.
No,
Okay.
We're not, in the event things change. Okay, so as a wrap up, I know, Tommy, you had some stuff that you wanted to add.
I just, 2 questions, and one is piggybacking on this conversation. This is just my opinion, but I think Thursday, when we're done with our last interview, we either stay in executive session or go into another one, come out and go back in. I think we determine that night, while it's all fresh in our head, I know it's gonna be a long day, but we determine who our finalists are. After, we can come in wherever, and we sit down as a group, and we can, I mean, it's not much scoring, and we talk about who our final, whether it's gonna be 2 or 3 or 4, whatever, and we do that night. Thoughts? And then then we can, the next part of that question is we can set the date for the next round of interviews.
Well, we can't, before we set a date for the next round of interviews, we have to have another one of these.
That's what I'm talking about. We'd have one of these after we're done on Thursday.
No, I'm not talking about to decide who the finalists are, I'm talking about to determine, again, what interview questions we're going to ask, what rubric. I don't wanna do that all in one night.
No, I get that, I'm just saying set the date
You're saying, pick the people
and set the date.
and set
And
the
set the
date.
date.
For round
And
two.
then the next week, we could come up,
Okay.
hypothetically, the next week, we could come up with the next rubric and the next
Yeah.
things.
My-
And we've gotta coordinate with other people for the final, well, the second round, final round, if that is the final round. Because we're gonna be incorporating other people into that. I believe we discussed that we were gonna have other people involved.
Yep.
So,
And I wouldn't even be opposed to, because I know Chris has that little spreadsheet with his staff. Is there any harm in setting the date in this meeting now for the second round, so that we can tell the candidates when they leave when it is? So they can plan for it.
So I do have everybody's schedules
I mean,
for the first 2 weeks of April, when they'd be available.
and then it's booked, and we can tell them when they're in their first round. Tell them all, like,
Well,
if
in
you
that
are
event,
picked.
we have to set all the meeting dates, to make sure that we have time to conduct the meetings in between there.
The next, do the next rubric. I'm just throwing it out there, maybe it's not a great idea, I just wanted to discuss it.
Yeah, just remember 2 to 6.
Well, and if you're gonna be off for 3 weeks too, maybe,
I do, yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean,
And,
it might,
yeah.
Well, that's happening. We just don't know her schedule. They
Right.
may-
That's
may
my point,
Still
yeah.
ask her to work.
I don't know what
if-
my requirement's gonna be.
I know the following week, we need to meet one more time, like you said, to discuss the next round of rubric. But, I'm gone Sunday through Wednesday for spring break, but I'll be back, I could do it Friday or
like
something.
the 26th, or 22nd through the 25th.
27th's my anniversary, so I can't.
The only time I could meet, and again, to do the rubric, the following week would be the 27th.
Yeah, that's my anniversary.
Okay.
And
Now what-
I will tell you, I have a very good chance of not being here the 22nd through the 29th.
Okay, well, we could do it, let's see, if I work Thursday, Sunday, then I could do it the 30th or 31st.
Yeah. I would vote for that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
And then that, if we set that, then we could,
And actually, like, if we can stay away from Monday.
I was gonna
that
say,
would be
let's do
good.
Tuesday.
Tuesday's better than Monday.
it's fine with me. Yeah,
So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
let's do
so
Tuesday.
let's set our next ad hoc committee meeting for the 31st.
After, well, our next ad hoc committee meeting is the
The
interviews.
interviews.
Then the following, our next.
Right.
Following ad hoc committee will be,
The ad hoc committee following our first set of interviews, our
Yeah,
first
yeah,
rounds
yeah.
on the 18th and 19th. We're setting one for the 31st.
What time?
What are you guys thinking? I'm supposed to be in union negotiations until 4 that day, depending on whatever happens here.
4:30 is fine.
Is 4:30 okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll make it work.
I would
Okay.
like to ask you about the purpose of this meeting. I have it, the purpose of this meeting is to interview candidates for the position of city administrator and to hold an executive session pursuant to ORC section 121.22G1 to consider the appointment of a public employee.
Yeah, they're basically gonna be the same.
And we wouldn't, if we decided as a group to stay and pick the candidate after Thursday, we wouldn't have to schedule a separate meeting. We're already in one.
Right,
Okay, I just,
yeah.
It's
We're still talking
Kathy,
about
I
the same
believe it's
topic.
2 meetings that you're talking about. Those,
Yes.
that purpose is exactly the same for
Yes.
those two, for
Yeah.
those
The
two
only
meetings.
thing that'll change is the date.
18th and 19th.
Okay, so now, you said you have everybody scheduled.
So the days where every director is available, and Jessica, are we still bringing Jessica? in?
Yes.
So the days where everybody is available is April 8th and April 9th. Nobody has any conflict with any time
Okay,
on those
good.
days.
Well, that's for
I think I
staff.
might be back by then.
You don't have to be there. You know, you don't have to be there.
No,
right?
I'm talking about.
no, it's the
This
second.
is the second
Second
interview.
They'll-
review.
Yeah, they'll
This
be,
is second round interviews,
okay.
yeah.
this will be the simultaneous.
Okay,
Yeah, if we bring
okay,
4
us
in, it'll be
and-
2 and 2.
Us and, okay, gotcha, sorry.
Look,
Us and staff.
my goal is to have, I was hoping but we just, hit the 31st because I didn't count on the week of spring break being taken out. My goal was to have a pick by April 1st, a recommendation by April 1st. So our first council meeting
Is
is the 6th.
Sixth?
I've got an idea. Let me throw it out there, cause I know I think I know where you're headed. If we did, when's our second council meeting in April?
14 days from there, the 20th.
This was the last part of my questioning, was if we did it on the second round on the 8th or the 9th, is that the dates you said?
Those are two.
I'm available both those days. If we did it on the 8th or the 9th, we talked about a second or a possible third round. My thought, well, just hear me out, is I'm not for a third round of, we pick 2 from the second round, and then we have an executive session on the, what is that again, the 16th?
The 20th.
The 20th. And you don't think we let council weigh in on the final 2? As a whole?
No.
Okay, I'm just asking.
I don't know, I don't know what was done before,
No.
so I have no
You
idea.
think we just recommend them somebody?
Yes.
No,
Okay.
you don't
That's-
recommend them somebody, I recommend them
Right.
somebody.
Okay.
What we do, they've tasked us to narrow it down to the bottom line, and then the mayor makes the recommendation.
Yep.
And they either say yes or no, and then there would be a next, the next person, if, you know what I mean?
Right.
We
I
would
do
go down the
think, I
line.
do think we come with a 1 and a 2,
We have to.
and we say, Mayor,
Okay,
this is
one
what
is
we
denied.
recommend, and he goes and offered, it's offered to council, council says yes, you make your offer, if it doesn't get worked out, we go to number
You do
2.
number 2.
Well, then
That's- the
who would
20th
be
is too far.
so to meet your 6th, the
Right.
6th, who's not available on the 2nd or the 3rd?
So Lanier's out. The 3rd is Lanier, Jessica, and me. Oh, I've got pre-bid meeting for the wastewater plant upgrade on that day, on the 3rd.
Because I'm off on the 2nd or the 3rd, I can do it at any time. That gets us we could meet, we're meeting on the 31st, right? We could get our questions ready. What about you guys on the 2nd or 3rd? And then that gets us, we could have a recommendation for that first meeting in April.
That's what I want.
So
Okay,
the
let's
3rd,
do it.
I'll
I
be
want a
fine in the
recommendation by
afternoon.
April 6th.
I'm with you.
Let's go with the 3rd in the
If
afternoon.
we do the afternoon, I got no problem with that on the 3rd.
And it's
Okay.
we're not gonna have Lanier, but.
We'll lose Lanier, but I can get his questions, and we've already discussed spring, his schedule goes out the window, so he's well aware of that.
And we might only have 2, we might only be, our final pool might only be 2 or 3. It might be two interviews or 3.
Mhm.
We don't know that until next Thursday.
So just to be clear again, Lanier and Jessica are both out. Everybody else will be, director-wise, will be available for the 3rd.
So is any of this information, well, yeah, it's public knowledge. I would think that by the time we got to a council meeting, that if somebody had some opposition, they'd be saying it long before I say, hey, I recommend this person, and somebody says no.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think we'd be ready at that
Well,
point.
and I think, I mean,
I mean,
we're
we're doing
gonna
all
have
the work.
interviews on the 18th and 19th. We're gonna calculate everything up. That'll
about-
give, go ahead.
I'm gonna throw one other thing in there. What about having Lanier and Jessica sit in the first round of interviews? If we can't have them in the second round, what about having them in the first round? They could sit there and listen.
I would prefer not. I would
Just
prefer
throw out,
yeah,
that way
I
we get
would-
everybody's viewpoint on it.
So I will say that Jessica and Lanier probably will both have a chance to meet all 8 first-round candidates as I'm walking around for 3. I mean, it's not gonna be long.
As long as
But
they're
they'll-
included in at least
they'll be able to
one,
meet it.
right?
And then
It's gonna be tough to get them all.
getting their questions is something that's real simple, and we can do that on our side. And we can throw in Lanier and Jessica's
As long as
questions.
they're included in one.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah, that first one,
Yeah.
yeah, I see where you're going, but.
So are we good meeting?
So, here's what I'm thinking. We have our interviews 18th and 19th. By the time we come together on the 31st, we're gonna well have it narrowed down. That gives an entire week, which I would legitimately be on spring break regardless of what else goes on around, where,
So can I ask another quick question? You said only the 27th you were available, right? And that's a totally bad day for you. The reason why, I don't know that I'm gonna be gone the 22nd through the 29th.
Yeah,
It's just a maybe.
yeah.
I was thinking that if it turned out that we could have that 30, we could move that 31st up. Although
I can do the 27th, but it's your
You
anniversary.
don't wanna do that, no.
That's my
That's okay,
anniversary.
let's stay with it, forget,
And I'm on, and he took off
forget
all
it,
week.
forget it. Let's
So
just
are
go-
we, so I
Let's
think
stay
we've
with the
got,
31st, and
we've
we've
got the
got the
plan.
second or third, I guess.
Do we have a time for the third, or do we need to have
Afternoon's
that right
better
now?
than at morning.
Afternoon is the only thing I can do. Is there
what time?
2 o'clock?
To work?
2 to 6 again.
Well, we don't know.
We
how
don't
to-
know.
yeah.
Right,
We don't
we don't know
know,
how
but
many.
even if we had 4,
We could do 2 to 6.
2 to 6, so we set up enough
We're
time.
just gonna say we're gonna start
Start
at
at
2
2.
o'clock.
Mhm.
So the last question is, I think are we in agreement that we'll stay Thursday night and pick the final candidates for the April 2nd?
I say we see how it goes.
So if we don't do that, when would we do that? Pick those?
We still have the 31st meeting.
Oh, so you're saying wait till the 31st?
We're only giving them 3 days' notice to
Right.
get there.
That's why I
Yeah,
thought.
the
that-
I
19th is
would-
probably
I'm
And
not
it's gonna
staying
be-
here till 10 o'clock. I'm gonna tell
you
you,
do
I'm
have
I
two
not.
wouldn't
possibles
think we'd
from
have to
out
do
of
that.
state.
Because
They
we
would
do
need
that on
travel
council
time.
nights. I'm not doing
I don't
it.
think we'd have to do that. Would we? I think it'd be maybe an hour extra to discuss who we want.
I think that, I think we could have some spirited debate about who to bring back. I think you could say an hour and a half to 2 hours.
But
would
I
be
think
fair,
waiting till the
and that's
31st.
8 o'clock, it's not 10 o'clock. I agree with you, I'm not here till 10.
But the 31st, waiting till the 31st to make that
That's,
call?
that's bad. I think
too-
that's.
We'd have to schedule another meeting.
Well, it just wouldn't be enough time to give them to get here.
Right.
If we did
Right,
that.
right. There are potential for
And I
travel
also
plans
have
and whatnot.
So if
My son in town only till,
Lindsay,
so,
Wednesday,
well, Michael, he popped up on.
Wednesday.
no, no, what do you say?
So he's out, he's leaving the 28th, so I was just trying to spend as much time with him as
totally
possible.
get that.
Because we already have council meetings in between there. We have a council meeting that Monday, and then we're gonna be here 2 to, you know what I mean? 6 or whatever one day, and 2 to 6 the next day. So I'm not trying to spend a whole week of evenings, not, you know,
Yeah, the following week, it sounds like we're all busy, that 20th, that week
Yeah.
of spring break, so we just need to figure out when we're gonna make the call on who it is, cause I just think having that meeting on Tuesday. and
I
then-
know, I heard you, I know what you think. I think that we'll have to figure it out. I mean, I think we'll have to probably narrow it down on those 2 days. We'll have to.
Can I ask what days I've been working on your notices here after this first set of interviews, so I can have that ready for you.
We know that, we
March
know that one,
31st, we haven't
31st.
given that to her
Okay.
yet.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
no,
said
March
March
31st
31st.
is, an ad hoc purpose,
And I think that can be.
same purpose as tonight,
Mm-hmm.
same exact purpose as tonight.
4:30
And
p.m.
then the,
I don't think she got farther than the 18th and 19th.
and then the additional interviews would be on
Now,
the 3rd.
by the same purpose, are you saying,
What we did here tonight, we were gonna come in, we're gonna, go into executive session, we're putting together rubrics and the next round of questions for the second round of interviews.
Same ORC.
Yep. And then the third would be, the second round of interviews.
Second round of interviews.
So it'd be the same
And
purpose
with
as
any
the,
luck, we'll have a recommendation for council on the 6th.
On the
That's the
6th.
goal, is the 6th.
we'll have a recommendation that comes
Okay.
out of the third, hopefully.
That's what I said.
And then mayor will
And
have a
mayor will take it,
recommendation
yeah.
after that. I don't care when he gives it to him.
Right.
I don't care,
I'll be
but
making-
that's your deal.
Yeah. I'll be looking for council confirmation.
I'm good with whatever, just let me know.
So the worst, the only other thing I can think of is, and this may sound worse,
Done.
is to say Friday, come back in and spend 2 hours on Friday, you know, in the afternoon from
I
4
work,
to, from.
I can't come in,
Can't come in Friday.
Okay,
cause I'm taking
Yep, I
Wednesday,
got it.
Thursday, I'm back Friday.
got it.
Unless you guys wanted to do a nice early morning, I'll bring the coffee. I'd do it before I go in, but,
On a Friday morning?
yeah.
What time?
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm up at 5.
8 o'clock?
So I gotta be at work
7
at 8.
Oh, at 8.
I gotta be at work by 8.
My vote would be to go the night before than get up, you know, crazy.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to stay on the 19th.
Mel, I'm with you on, let's see
Yeah.
if there are, I mean, if it is, the numbers come in and one's 40 and the other number's 39 and the other number's 39 and another number's, you know, and we've got
Start
5 or 6
hashing
that
it
are
out.
so close. We're gonna have a little bit of a debate. There's gonna be some talk about it. Obviously, they're so close. We're gonna have to start weighing which one had more, you know, attributes in A versus, or number 1 versus attributes in 4. And we're gonna have to see, we're gonna start weighing that, and that's where that discussion's gonna go.
Why don't we agree at least to tabulate Thursday night?
I
And see where
I
that-
think we can agree to tabulate and move forward if possible.
Okay.
If possible, we will. Absolutely, I'm with you on it, I agree. And I'd rather do it Thursday night while we're all fresh and it's all in our heads and
I'll
we
be
can.
fresh as can be about 5:30 AM, if you guys are interested.
5:30 AM?
Mel's like, hell was that?
Man, oh man, that's.
You already got it.
Yeah, you're
We'll
good.
confirm everything with you when we're done
Okay.
here.
Yeah, you're good, you got it,
Okay.
yep,
You've got the 18th, the 19th, and the 31st.
And the third.
and the third.
And the
Okay, that's
third.
it.
And that's it, that's all,
That's
that's
it.
all the meetings we're proposing right at the moment, which
Do
is
we know
plenty.
the time of the third?
We
You
said
said
2
2
o'clock.
2 PM start, yep.
2 PM?
Mhm.
Yep,
I know that was really
Yeah.
quick, but that was pretty productive.
31st?
No, that was,
Time for
Yeah.
the 31st.
4:30 on the 31st.
yep.
This is my memory.
Well, I'm glad you remember that.
Mine too. I wrote it down.
All right. No, this was very productive. I'm gonna make a motion, is there anything else?
No.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Kathy?
Walter?
Yes.
Carter?
Yes.
Lee?
Yes.
Alex?